Test, test, test. That's okay. That's too loud. All right. Boom. That's the comments. One, two, three, four. Okay, that's weird. Go play this Passover promo. If you tuning in online, make sure you click that link in the chat, all right? For your attendance.
Israel, the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge, under commanding General Yohana, presents the Lord's 55th annual Passover. That's right, the Lord's 55th annual Passover is rapidly approaching. Commanding General Yohana is calling for all blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans to remember what the Lord did for us by saving us from our oppressors and choosing us to be a special people unto him, the real Jews and Israelites. Passover will be held in Durham, North Carolina. Pay your Passover fee. Anyone 17 years of age or older must pay $200. Come and enjoy fresh lamb, unleavened bread, and the Spirit of Christ. Can't wait to see you all there, Israel. Shalom. Cabins on streets and corners, all is feeling righteous. Real particular, nobody else there to compare to. Train for war, men of war, and warlike apparel. Prefer our leaders, can't get between us. Israel, the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge, under commanding General Yohana, presents the Lord's 55th annual Passover. That's right, the Lord's 55th annual Passover is rapidly approaching. Commanding General Yohana is calling for all blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans to remember what the Lord did for us by saving us from our oppressors and choosing us to be a special people unto him, the real Jews and Israelites. Passover will be held in Durham, North Carolina. Pay your Passover fee. Anyone 17 years of age or older must pay $200. Come and enjoy fresh lamb, unleavened bread, and the Spirit of Christ. Can't wait to see you all there, Israel. Shalom. Cabins on streets and corners, all is feeling righteous. Real particular, nobody else there to compare to. Train for war, men of war, and warlike apparel. Prefer our leaders, can't get between us.
All right, Israel, let's clap it up, man. We'll go ahead and get started. I want to say Yahweh B'Hashem, Yahweh Shai Barakatham to all the Akim, Yahweh Shema Alathan B'Hashem, Yahweh Shai to all the Akwathim. This is Priest and Officer of 1,000, Aisha Allah, the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge, out here on the Eastern Shore, but definitely, holding it down for Maryland right now with our little Wednesday night biblical law class, as usual. You understand? Again, like I said, we're the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge. We are started out at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Yohana. And since 1969, we've been bringing out the truth of the Bible, that the so-called blacks, the so-called Latinos, the so-called Native Americans, and the so-called West Indians are the Most High's true chosen people, you understand, whose history present day conditions and prophecies, are foretold in the Bible. All right. And with that being said, we're going to get into, hop right into tonight's topic. All right. Tonight's topic is about, whenever we do our Wednesday night law classes, it's impossible to, I ain't gonna say it's impossible. It's very difficult to talk about the law and not criticize the Christian church. You understand? Like it's not like I don't. No, I was getting ready to tell something that wasn't completely true. I don't really take pleasure in bashing, the Christian church and the things that they teach. You understand? I don't take pleasure in it, especially, when I understand the ramifications of the things that these pastors do. All right, when I take a look at the side effects and the consequences of the things that the Christian church does, under the guise of the Bible, under the notion that they're somehow teaching the Bible, that's where it gets kind of tricky for me. You know what I'm saying? That's where I don't take pleasure in it, but I do take offense, to that type of misleading and that type of deception. You understand? So if you've been tuning into these classes and you feel like not my pastor, you better stop talking about my pastor. My pastor ain't like the rest of them. If your pastor ain't one of the priests and prophets in the ISUPK under command of General Yohana, man, then there's obviously something that your pastor has misunderstood or failed to comprehend or failed to accept about the Bible. And it's so many different ways to break down the psychology of the pastor who is just wrong. Sometimes they're just incompetent. Sometimes they just don't know no damn better, right? Sometimes your pastor just can't read. You understand? Sometimes your pastor just pulls up a sermon and just kind of like reads, picks out parts of it and just says what someone else said. You know what I mean? Or they listen to gospel music and they've memorized the gospel songs and they stand up in the pulpit and just regurgitate gospel lyrics. That's like, so sometimes your pastor just doesn't know. Sometimes your pastor, it just really isn't interested in telling the truth. Sometimes your pastor knows what the Bible says, but he knows that that's not what you want to hear. He knows that you want to hear the gospel music. You understand? He wants you to hear the, all about the prosperity and all of those things. He knows that that sells more tickets, you understand, and moves people to make donations and sow seeds quicker than correction. So out of his selfishness and his lust for wealth, he will just abandon what he knows the Bible says and tell you something that just isn't true. All right. And again, anybody that's inside one of these churches that are teaching this doctrine of that the law is done away with and you don't got to obey all God's laws. There's nobody can keep all the laws. Ain't nobody perfect. You can't do, just really setting you up for failure. You understand? Really setting you up for failure with, the measuring stick called the Bible, because the Bible and the Most High doesn't expect you to fail. You understand? The Most High does not want you to be a wicked sinner that just goes around sinning and sinning and sinning and sinning. So we have these Wednesday night law classes to make it crystal clear to the Lord's chosen people that, what the Lord told us to do, he does indeed expect us to do. And we unpack, I'm saying? Like we unpack the way we ended up in this position. How do we end up in a position where there's a Bible that we read, it has rules and, expectations in it, but we are convinced that we don't have to obey the rules and expectations yet we expect to reap all the rewards and all the benefits. How did we get here? You know what I'm saying? Like how do we have like how are we in this condition at this point? So tonight we definitely gonna get into it, man. It's like I said, it's a very relevant topic. It's always, at the forefront of everything you should be thinking about when it comes to the Bible, man. And again, you have to evaluate your leadership. You have to judge that tree of your leadership by the fruit that it bears. All right. And those of you on TikTok and in the chats, if you got a question, you go ahead and post your question online. If I got time, I'll get to it. There'll be times where I'll ask a question or whatnot. You can feel free to type your answer in. But after this class is when we'll have more of a free dialogue, kind of back and forth on the TikTok end. So you guys will have to transition over to TikTok if you want to kind of have like more of a rapid back and forth where we kind of entertain a little bit more broad spectrum of conversation. But for right now, we got a class to teach. You guys don't have to, don't tell me what scriptures to read and all of that. We're not going to do that right now, okay? But after class at about 6 o'clock, we'll end the class and then we'll keep it running on TikTok where you guys, ISUPK Eastern Shore and ISUPK Be More. You guys, you know what I'm saying? You can hit either one of those up and we'll be answering your questions there, all right? So the first scripture we're going to pull, man, it's a, damn, I mean, it kind of gets right to what I'm talking about, all right? But actually, first, what I'm going to do first is I'm going to just go straight to the parable that Christ told or taught, all right? And if anybody knows anything about parables, right? A parable, this is a definition from Oxford language. It says a parable is a simple story used to illustrate a moral or a spiritual lesson, okay? So Christ, he was a phenomenal teacher. You understand? Like, if you know anything about the education system, Christ would be teacher of the year every damn year, all the time. No one could compare to the way he taught. You understand? And Christ was, he taught in parables. And there's a parable he gives in the book of Luke, chapter 16, verse 1, all right, about a steward. So we're going to hop right into it, man. We're going to break it down little bit by little bit, give you nice little bite-sized chunks of this parable that Christ talked about, and what I challenge you to do is to, again, consider your pastor, consider not just your pastor, hell, consider your imam, consider your politician, consider your spiritual teachers, consider your gurus, right? Consider all these people that you consult with, you know what I'm saying? All these people who you seek counsel from, and just kind of listen to how Christ breaks down, a lot of their approach. All right. So this is the book of Luke, chapter 16, verse 1. And he said unto his disciples, the he in this scripture is Christ. If you're following along in the Blue Letter Bible or the King James Bible, you'll see that these words that you're about to see are all in red. And we know that when the words are in red, those are direct quotations from Christ himself. This is when Jesus is speaking. All right. So this is what Christ said. He said, there was a certain rich man which had a steward. So now he goes into telling a story. He's talking to his disciples. All right, he's like, yeah, there's a rich man and there's a steward. A steward is someone who, is kind of like second in command, someone that is, supposed to be in charge. You know what I mean? Who has authority, typically authority, from the individual who he works from. So in this case, it would be the rich man. So there's a rich man and then there's a steward. Now, I guess just to kind of help you picture it, the rich man in this story is the Most High. All right. The Most High is the rich man. He's the man that is in charge. He runs everything. All right. The steward is the person or those individuals who are in charge while he's away. All right. So the steward in today's time would be your pastor. You understand? The steward in today's time would be your you know what I'm saying, your damn, you know, your Bishop TD Jakes, your Creflo Dollars, you know, all of those parishioners inside the Christian church, all of those ones that you reverence, all those ones that you know, you go pay your offerings to. Those are the ones who are supposed to be in charge until Christ's return. They're supposed to hold it down. You understand? And not only are they supposed to hold it down, they're supposed to hold it down with a certain parallelism, a certain a uniformity with the rich man. All right. This is what they're supposed to do. They're supposed to you know, continue and carry out the will of the rich man that has left them in charge. You understand? And the Christian church is in charge today. Today, that there isn't a greater power, you know what I'm saying, on this earth, you know, than the Christian church. Like that Christian church has a certain type of a stronghold that is, I mean, it is unparalleled by you know, a lot of other religions, man, and a lot of other beliefs and philosophies. Even Islam is nothing but a branch of Christianity. You understand? Islam is a branch of Christianity. Everything is Christianity. In the ISUPK, we understand everything that's not in here to just be Christianity. You know what I'm saying? You damn astrology nuts. You know what I'm saying? You know, with the damn zodiacs, y'all are just Christians. You know what I'm saying? Like the damn what do you call them? Those Scientologists, they're just Christians. The Mormons, Christians. You know what I'm saying? Like even the damn atheists are just Christians. The damn Rastafarians, just Christians. Everybody's just Christians, man. And so the people that you have in charge, listen to how Christ describes this scenario about how they're supposed to be functioning compared to how they actually function. All right. So he said there was a rich man, a certain rich man, which had a steward, and the same was accused unto him that he had wasted his goods. So then there's an accusation brought to the rich man or the Most High or Christ. There's this accusation that, you know, the people that are in charge, the stewards that are supposed to be running the show, the stewards that are supposed to keep, you know what I'm saying, things going, they're fumbling the ball, man. They're fumbling the bag. They don't have, like they're not, they're messing up the money. What they're supposed to be producing and what they're supposed to be taking care of, they're not. They've been irresponsible and taking care of their duties. That's what this is saying, right? So verse 2, and he called him and said unto him, check this out. He called him and said unto him, how is it that I hear this of thee? So then he asked the steward, the rich man asked the steward, he's like, listen, like imagine on your job, you get that email from your boss. Hey, what's going on with you know what I'm saying, with this situation or that situation? Or you get a phone call from your boss. He says, hey, man, I hear you messing up the money, man. I hear you're not doing things the way I told you to. What's going on down there? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's there? All right. And then he says, give an account of thy stewardship. So he wants to see, so he asks him to produce what, like, what is it that you're doing? Show me what you're doing out here, man. Huh? Show me where you're, you know, handling the business the way I told you to handle it, man. Show me what you've been up to. Show me that this isn't true. Like, prove to me that this isn't true. Like, open the books. You know what I'm saying? Almost like an audit. You know what I'm saying? Hell, I think y'all better get them taxes filed. I think today, damn, is today the last day to do it? Or something about it this week. Y'all better hurry up. Them taxes are due. But you got to understand that IRS get the auditing those books, those records, huh? All of those damn taxes that you file, all of they get to looking into it. What the hell is going on here for real? This is what this steward is up against at this point. And here's the wicked thing about this steward, right? The steward is left in place because he's one that is knowledgeable about what the Most High wants. He knows what the hell he's supposed to do. That's how you earn the position, right? You prove your worthiness. You're yes, sir. Yes, you're a yes man to the boss. You're doing everything he tells you to do. But then for some reason, the second he steps away, you just get distracted. You get weak. All right. So this rich man asked the steward to give account of thy stewardship, for thou mayest be no longer steward. He's basically telling them, you got some explaining to do, because you're about to lose your job, man. You're about to lose the position that you were given. You're about to lose the position that I gave you. You understand? Like the position you're in is in jeopardy because of what you've been producing. All right. Verse 3. Then the steward said within himself. So what he does is he gets to thinking. He's like, oh snap, hold on, this ain't good. like why didn't he just open the books? Huh? Why didn't this steward just say, well, this is what I've been doing? Why didn't he just, present everything he's been doing? Huh? Why not? Because he knows he ain't done what he's supposed to do. He knows he's guilty. This is what he does. He says, what shall I do? He's asking himself, what the hell am I going to do? I am surely about to be, fired. You know what I'm saying? I'm surely about to lose this job. What am I going to do? He gets to thinking some more. He says, I can't dig. If I lose this job, I can't go, do physical labor. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't go, dig ditches. There was a time where ditches were dug by hand, not these big, massive machines. You understand? He's like, damn, I can't do no physical labor. I'm not getting ready to go get my hands dirty. I'm not about to, work that, get calluses on my hands. I'm not about to pull muscles. I'm not about to, strain my back. I'm not going to go do nothing physical. Here's something you got to understand about your pastor. Your pastor is very soft. You'd be hard pressed to show me a hardcore pastor that can, you understand, get his hands dirty. You know what I'm saying? Like that real masculinity. You'd be hard pressed. TD Jakes, huh? TD Jakes gonna do some manual labor outside of what he does and on the Diddy compounds. TD Jakes, he just wants to be swallowed up, huh? Creflo Dollar, huh? What is Creflo, like? What manual labor is Creflo Dollar going to do? What about Kirk Franklin, huh? Kirk Franklin, that one y'all know. Jamal Bryant, they all have this element of just very delicate sensitivity, where if they didn't preach, what the hell would they do, huh? Construction, huh? They would do masonry. They would lay bricks and pour concrete, huh? No, listen, they're not doing nothing physical, man. They don't have it in them, and neither did this steward. This steward said, "Oh hell no, I am not going to go work hard." Then he says, "To beg, I am ashamed." He's like, "Damn, what? All right, I'm not going to go actually do work." Okay, what's the alternative to doing work, huh? You see them at damn near every stoplight in Maryland, huh? All over Baltimore. What are they doing? They stand out there on the damn cardboard signs, huh? With the little cups out or whatnot. They walk up down the damn stoplight, hoping someone to hand them change. He said, "No, I'm ashamed to do that. That's no. That doesn't look good for me to stay, go out here and beg for money." Which I think is kind of hypocritical, because that's all they do. You understand? Like they don't view what they're doing in the church, like the way that they uh, uh, um, siphon all of the financial resources out of starving communities. I mean, they don't view that as begging. You know why they don't view that as begging? When you're handing it over, you're giving it to them. You know why they don't view it as begging? Huh? because they're not like because they're hustling you. It's different. It's a difference between begging because you're poor and then just hustling somebody. You understand? Like you've heard the stories of those people who beg, but they're scammers. You know what I'm saying? Come find out. They pick up their little cardboard box and their little blanket, and then they go throw it in the back of a Mercedes. You know what I'm saying? And then drive off to some big community. You know what I'm saying? Some big gated community. Like that's your pastor. He doesn't view what he does as begging, because it's not. What he does is he hustles. Your pastor's a hustler. Your pastor is very skilled at getting you to give him money, and in exchange, you're supposed to get something. He's convinced you that you're getting something from him. Here's the issue. What in the hell have you gotten from your pastor? What did you get from him? What did you get from your pastor? Huh? Did you get some counsel? You got some good counsel? He fixed your marriage, huh? Surely you and your wife go to the pastor for marriage counseling, and everything gets worked out, and you guys, stay together and keep working. You know what I'm saying? Keep working it out. No, your pastor tells you to just divorce and start over. And hell, half the time the pastor is going to start over with your wife. Huh? Your pastor's going to have a turn with her until she settles down with someone else. Your pastor hasn't produced or given you anything in return for what you've given him. So you've given him money and he's given nothing. So it's kind of like a panhandler, but not really. Again, more sinister. I mean, a little bit more sinister. So check out what he decides to do. And this is where we're getting back to the law part, the relevance to this class, okay? Verse 4 says, for those of you just joining, this is the book of Luke, chapter 16, verse 4. This steward says, I am resolved what to do, that when I'm put out of the stewardship, so he's accepted, I'm about to be fired. I can't do enough cooking the books to where the rich man isn't going to, give me, the boot. I'm out of here. I get it. He's accepted that. So then he says that they may receive me into their houses. He says, here's what I'll do. There's nothing I can do to please the rich man at this point. I've fumbled the ball. He's got nothing for me. No more paychecks. You know what I'm saying? No more salary, no pension, no retirement, no more bonuses, right? No more overtime. None of that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to turn to the people. The people will, when I get fired, I've got to prepare myself. I've got to set it up to where the people will be able to compensate for that income that I'm about to lose, for those resources that I now won't have access to. I've got to do something, and it's got to be drastic, and it's got to be fast. All right. Verse 5. So he called every one of his Lord's debtors unto him. So now he goes into the Rolodex. You know what I'm saying? I used to call it a Rolodex. He goes into the contact log. He goes into, you know what I'm saying? He just goes into the records, and he's like, all right, let me see what I can hurry up and try to get out of my the rich man's or my master's contacts or his clientele. You know what I'm saying? His people. And said unto the first. So he gets to rapping with the first one. how much owest thou unto my Lord? Now here's what you got to understand, right? This is an important piece. The people who he's contacting don't yet know that he's about to lose his freaking job. You understand? The people who he's contacting, they don't know that he has, failed, I'm saying, to meet his boss's expectations, and that what they say, like he's already been given his 2 weeks. So he's running to them kind of like, and they're under the auspices that he has the same authority that he had back when, he was just really doing the rich man's bidding. So he says to the first, how much owest thou unto my Lord? Verse 6. And he said, 100 measures of oil. So this is just kind of like a debt situation. There's a thing that this first man owed his master. You know what I'm saying? The rich man. He owes him 100 measures of oil. How much is 100 measures of oil? I don't know. You pick it. But he owes him 100 of them. You understand? He is supposed to be collecting, like if this man owes your boss 100 measures of oil, how much should you be collecting from him for your boss? 100 measures of oil, if you're doing your job. 100 measures of oil. But he said unto him, take thy bill and sit down quickly and write 50. He tells him, he gives him a damn Black Friday discount. He said, today's your lucky day. The 100 measures of oil that you owe my boss, I'm gonna let you get away with just 50. Just give me the 50. He said, just 50. I'm gonna cut down the price. I'm gonna cut down the expectations. I'm gonna dial it down. I'm gonna decrease your obligation. I'm going to remove some of, what you owe. I'm not going to spoil it yet. Nope, we're going to move on. Verse 7. Then he said to another. So then he goes to another person that, is one of his boss's clients. Then he said to another, and how much owest thou? How much do you owe? And he said, 100 measures of wheat. All right. And he said unto him, take thy bill and write 80. So he's like, okay, if you don't know what 80 is, a score is basically 20. All right. So he tells him to take the 100 that you owe him, basically cross that out and just write down, 80. And you only got to pay 80 at this point. That's very similar to what he did to the first guy. He's taking what the first guy is supposed to be forking over to his boss and telling him, nah, you ain't got to do all that. You ain't got to do 100. No, just do 50 and your debt will be satisfied. Tells the next man, no, you ain't got to do 100 measures of wheat. Just do 80 and your debt will be satisfied. Your obligation, just do part of it. Just do a portion of it. A portion of it is good enough. Part of it is, it's the same as doing all of it right now. Anybody catching where we're going with this? Where Christ was going with this? This ain't where I'm going with it. This is where Christ went with it. This is where Christ went with it. And the Salagia, all right, violation. What's that about? Hate speech, hateful behavior. That's tough. All right. Yeah, that's wild. That's wild. What did we say that was hateful, TikTok? Huh? What did we say that was so hateful? That's tough. We're just watching. We're just reading a story about a man getting fired. That's all. I ain't fire him, huh? I ain't fire him yet. Not yet. But here's the thing. I do know who Christ was talking about. Christ is talking about these pastors, these leaders, these so-called leaders that are teaching, telling the Lord's chosen people that instead of obeying all of his laws, instead of keeping all of the Most High's laws, instead of, not eating pork, instead of telling them that they can't worship other gods, instead of telling them that, they can't, follow the oppressor, instead of telling them that they can't, lay with whoever they want, instead of telling them that they can't commit adultery, instead of telling them that they can't participate in rainbow lifestyles, they tell them, nah, God's all right with that. I'm still in charge. So the people think. The people think that these pastors are still in charge. They think that they have like they're the ones that are like still in charge. There's been a changing of the guard since 1969, man. When the ISUPK was established, man, that was, the Most High putting, those so-called stewards on notice, man. Those stewards have been on notice since 1969, when we've brought out the truth of the Bible about how the Most High's chosen people are supposed to obey him. We are supposed to obey the God of the Bible. We're not supposed to, we can't get discount salvation, man, and not obey the God of the Bible. We don't want discount salvation. Discount salvation is a farce. It's a lie. It's deceptive. There's no way that works. That doesn't even work with you. That doesn't work with people and their children. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't even go into the game telling your children to only obey some of your rules. Huh? You raising up that child, you tell them, listen, I'm gonna give you a bunch of rules throughout your life, and I just expect you to obey half of them. You don't do that. You don't do that, man. That is insanity. Like, no one does that. You think our righteous Father would expect that of us? Listen, man, you know how I know that that's not what's expected of us? Because that ain't what Christ did. Christ didn't ask for a discount. Huh? Christ didn't run around sinning and committing abominations and disobeying the Most High. He didn't do that. Christ held it down, man. So what makes us think that we don't have to? We'll get into it. I'm actually going to come back to this verse 8, all right? I'm going to come back to verse 8. I'm going to jump to the book of Isaiah. Yeah, the book of Isaiah, chapter 3, verse 1, all right? This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 3, verse 1. Salakia, that can't be it. Salakia, give me 1 second. Salakia, 1 second. Salakia, the book of Isaiah, chapter 30, and verse 1. All right. The book of Isaiah, chapter 30, and verse 1. It says, woe to the rebellious children, saith the Lord. Rebellious. What's a rebellious child? A A rebellious child is a child that just doesn't want to do what you say to do. You know what I'm saying? Like they have this propensity to just go against whatever it is you say to do. And this says, woe to the rebellious children, man. You know what woe means? Anybody know what woe means? Woe means destruction, man. There is nothing that a rebellious child can expect except destruction, except a bunch of learning things the hard way, a life full of the hard way. You understand? Like you tell your child, you know, to not run around the house. Don't run. Stop running. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna hurt yourself. And that child just doesn't want to listen. And inevitably, what are you in the ER? Huh? You had the emergency med joint, huh? Hoping that insurance goes through. We are the rebellious children, man, that just don't want to listen. And what we have experienced is a whole lot of destruction, man. A whole lot of woe. And the Bible says that we are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. We're destroyed because the things that we are learning aren't the things that'll actually help us and fix us. They are the things that will actually contribute to our woe and our destruction, man. It says, woe to the rebellious children, saith the Lord, that take counsel, but not of me. So we go to the church. We flock to the damn, you know, Sunday come, we run up in that church by the millions, huh? And we dump money in the bucket by the trillions. Seeking counsel, you're going to the stewards, the old stewards, huh? You're going to the stewards that the Most High, you know what I'm saying, has definitely, you know, found out and is letting the world know that they are like they're fired, that they are being relieved of their duties, man. And this is why that counsel that they're given, it ain't of the Most High. The Most High said he gave us laws, statutes, and commandments. He gave us things to do and things to not do. Your pastor says that all of that's irrelevant, man. It just matters how you feel in your heart. It just matters how you feel, you know what I'm saying, when that slow gospel song comes on. As long as you know, hug yourself and you can shed a tear getting all sentimental, then you know, you're definitely in good standing with you know, the rich man or the Most High. When that ain't the case, man, we owe the Most High 100% obedience. That's it. No shortcuts. You know what I'm saying? No loopholes. You know what I'm saying? No fine print that gets us out of our obligation to the Most High, despite what your pastor says, despite what he writes on that bill about how, nah, you can eat whatever you want, man. It's not what goes into your mouth. He doesn't know what he's talking about. He just wants you to hear what you want to hear. He wants to tell you something that is pleasant to you. He doesn't want to tell you what you're not going to agree with. He's not going to tell you that you have to stop doing something that you love doing. He's not going to do that. Why? Because why would you give him money? Well, here's the issue. That's not counsel. That's not counsel, man. Like Salakia, the crackhead doesn't go to a rehab and tell them how much he wants to smoke crack, and the therapists there encourage him to just go ahead and keep smoking crack. It's okay, as long as you're happy with it, as long as you feel good in your heart. Smoke all the crack. This is not how this works. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is not how the Most High intended it to be, man. All right. He says, and that cover with a covering, but not of my spirit. They've got an identity. Christianity is an identity. Like Christianity is a culture in and of itself. Like there's a thing I call church culture. You know what I'm saying? There's a TikTok. There's a damn a TikTok trend. I don't know if it's still going on or not, but I saw it. But they say, I'm a preacher's kid, so you know I'll be doing this, that, and that. I'm a preacher's kid, so you know I'll be doing this, that, and that. I'm a preacher's kid, so you know I know how to play the organ and play the drums. You know, all the things like that's why you can go from one church to another church to another church, and then like they've got the same program. You get what I'm saying? The same praise and worship service, the same damn music, the same what they call them, the praise breaks, huh? Is there a church that has a praise break that doesn't go boom, 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 boom? Yeah, that's that covering, but the Most High don't. What the hell has that got to do with the Most High? That ain't the Most High's covering. He don't care how much you dance. He don't care how much you foam with the mouth. He don't care how much you run around the church. He don't care how much you roll around on the floor. He don't care how much you cry. He don't care how much you sit there and hug yourself. That's not what he's talking about. And then the ISUPK under command of General Yohana, we're bringing back that covering. You understand, the real covering. You know what that covering is? Obedience to the Most High, keeping his laws, statutes, and commandments, resisting the temptations of this world, resisting the allure of being like our oppressor and joining his society and being a part of all of his festivities and his rituals and his practices and the celebration and the worship of all of his gods. Those are the things that the Most High's covering is when we resist that. He said we're not supposed to celebrate worship any other gods, man. This Easter nonsense that took place a couple weeks ago, your pastor with a goddamn Easter bunny in the church and Easter eggs outside talking about the resurrection of Christ, the sacrifice that Christ made so that he can what? Sin against the Most High? So he can worship other gods? Huh? So he could worship the goddess Esther or Ishtar. This is insanity, man. That's not the Most High's covering. The Most High's covering ain't about Easter bunnies. It's not about Santa Claus and Christmas trees and presents. It's not about the 4th of July. It's not about the red, white, and blue flag. It's not about Thanksgiving. You understand? It's not about damn New Year's celebrations. It damn for sure ain't about no eclipses. It ain't about no eclipse, man. That ain't the Most High's covering, man. It's like we running short on time. And then it says that they may add sin to sin. I used to be in the world, man. I remember the sermons where I had kind of a guilty conscience, you know what I'm saying, coming into it. So I'm even going to church because I feel guilty for something I've done. And then I get up in there and hear about how God loves you no matter what you do. You know what I'm saying? And God just forgives you over and over and over. And it's not about what you do. It's just about your heart. And all you got to do is love people. And all you got to do is raise your hand if they ask, did Jesus die on the cross? All you got to do is just raise your hand. And then, I mean, that's the expectation, man. Huh? The good steward told us to take that 100, you know what I'm saying, that 100 measures that we owe and told us to write goddamn 10 on it. He said, write 10. And what's that 10? Those tithes that he wants you to give him. But he said, that's the only damn law that the pastor, that the Christian church teaches is tithes. Huh? That 10%. What they say, how does a man rob God? And his tithes and offering. They always say it right before they pass the bucket around. Listen, they just add sin to sin. They'll take a brother who is, you know what I'm saying, been abused up inside that church of an intimate nature that oftentimes leads to you know, those alternative lifestyle involvements because of the confusion, the pain, you know what I mean, the lack of justice, all of that. Like that individual, instead of, you know, getting justice for that atrocity that was committed to him, you know what the church does? They say, no, go ahead and live that lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? Live that lifestyle that you're now a victim of. You know what I'm saying? Like become a part of the community that just assaulted you. Become a part of it. Embrace it. They add sin to sin, man. They add sin to sin. There ain't no goddamn counsel up in that church. Here's the issue. We don't want it. I found out in my short time in this truth and trying to explain these very common sense, incredible things that are a lot of people just don't want the truth, man, because the truth requires sacrifice. The truth requires you to sacrifice all those urges, all that lust, all those desires, all that selfishness, all of that prioritizing your own preferences and lusts, all of that nonsense. We don't want to give that up, man. But here's the issue: in order to serve the God of the Bible, that is the first thing you got to do. You know what I'm saying? Like what does the Bible say? The whole duty of man is to love, keep the commandments. Huh? That's it, man. What the hell else is there to do but obey God? Now we've got a lifetime fight of going against all those things that we find pleasurable, that anger him, that disappoint him. You understand? That fall short of his expectations. We're going to drop down, Salaki, we're going to drop down to verse 9 for time's sake, you know. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 30, verse 9. That this is a rebellious people, man. Lying children. Children that will not hear the law of the Lord. It's all about the law. That's all the hell we want to do is break the law. You know what I'm saying? Like it's ingrained in us. You know what I'm saying? From our carnal selves, our very immature, childish nature to just please ourselves. It's only about what I like and what satisfies me. That's my existence. When God has a higher purpose for his children, God wants his children to be a little bit more mature. You know what I'm saying? Be a little bit more disciplined, to be a little bit more selfless, a little bit more caring about other people more than yourself. But the Christian church has taught us an entirely opposite doctrine. It's all about how rich can God make me if I make the pastor rich? Huh? Like how much money is going to show up in my mailbox if I give all the money I have in my pocket to the man that's telling me that money is going to come to my mailbox if I put this money in his pocket? Listen, we're rebellious. That's destruction, man. You got to be goddamn destroyed to subscribe to that type of gimmick. You know what I'm saying? To fall for that hustle. Listen, man, we are a destroyed people, man. But the time is up, man. The time is up. What does it say? Verse 10. Talking about the people still, which say to the seers, see not. So there's people who are looking out. There's people who are supposed to, like, you know what I mean, like see what's going on. And they're saying, no, don't see. We don't want, don't see what's going on. Cover your eyes. Huh? Don't look at the wickedness that we're doing. What does it say? And to the prophets, prophesy not unto us right things. We don't want to hear the things that we actually should do. We don't want to hear what's correct. What is what's our mantra? The ISUPK, the home of the truth. We don't want to hear the truth. Don't prophesy the truth to us. Don't tell us how that rainbow lifestyle is going to kill us. Don't tell us about how unbrotherly and how unsisterly that lifestyle is. To commit the atrocities, like here's the thing. To do the behavior to a man that is only dealing with another man because of the behavior that another man did to him when he was younger. To continue to do that to that man is not love, man. That is hatred, man. That is a very hateful action. They don't want to hear that. They don't want to hear about what the damn monkeypox and the damn the HIVs and the STDs. They don't want to hear about that. They don't want to hear about the damn domestic violence. They don't want to hear about that, man. They don't want to hear about the man. Listen, it goes on and on. It's a dangerous, destructive lifestyle, man. That is absent real love and real care and consideration. They don't want to hear that, man. It says, prophesy not unto us right things, speak unto us smooth things. Just tell us the good, just tell us how much money we can get if we put in this bucket. Just tell us about all the riches and all the, all the houses we're going to be able to buy, all the Rolls Royces, because the pastors damn for sure got a big ass house. The pastor's got a damn $80,000 vehicle that the church is paid for? Huh? The pastor surely has a lot of wealth. So we just got to do what he does. And he says, listen, you want to know how I got this wealth? I got this wealth by giving all my money to some other pastor. Huh? I sowed my seed and now I'm reaping it. And all these big, it's a pyramid scheme. It's a pyramid scheme, man. These are today's stewards, man. These are the wicked stewards. These ain't the stewards from the ISUPK, man. The stewards from the ISUPK, we're going to tell you the truth, man. We're not going to tell you just the things that you'll agree with, just the things that make you happy. We're going to help you understand. And a lot of it's by example. Like, you're going to hear stories about brothers who were very wicked. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was very wicked. I was a wicked son of a something, man. I was a terrible individual. And I listened to the ISUPK and what God truly said and expects of me. And I realized, damn, I've got to change. You know what I'm saying? Like to serve the God of this Bible, I have to change. It requires change. And no one wants to change, man. Not today. How the hell does anybody want to change? Everybody knows every damn thing. Everybody has their own smartphone, so everybody is the smartest person on earth because they could Google stuff. But that's insane. We lack wisdom. We lack knowledge. What does the Bible say about wisdom and knowledge? The Bible says that you know what I'm saying, that the Most High's fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, man. We got to fear him. And what does that fear produce? Obedience. We got to put some respect on what he expects out of us. We got to fear him. We can't take him for a joke like the Christian church has taught us. Huh? The Christian church taught us that the rich man don't give a damn about what we owe him. Oh, yeah? This rich man, he'll flood the earth. This rich man will rain down hellfire on Sodom and Gomorrah. He'll destroy nations. He'll send a death angel over the land of Egypt and snatch the damn life out of every, you know what I'm saying, Egyptian baby, man. Firstborn. Come on, man. He sound like something to play with. He sound like somebody who that you should play with the debt you owe him. Nah. Prophesied deceits. We'd rather be lied to. We would rather be lied to. Even if we know that the lie is a lie, we'd rather hear the lie than the truth. Because what they said, the truth hurts. But the Bible says that the truth shall set you free. What do you want to be? You want to be free or not? Huh? Nah, you want the woes. You prefer the woes that, you know, make you think they make you feel good until you're paying for those woes, till you're paying for that behavior, until you're in the courtroom in front of that judge. Yes, yeah. Listen, it's I get it. I get it, man. Let's see. Let's get the book of 2 Timothy chapter 4, verse 3. 2 Timothy chapter 4, verse 3. It says, for the time will come when they will not endure sound doctrine. There's going to come a time where the Most High's people won't be able to stomach or stand. Endure means to be able to last, you know what I'm saying? And to be able to hold it, you know what I'm saying? Like a table, like this table in front of me, it's got things on it. It is enduring the weight of the things on it. How do I know it's enduring it? It ain't collapsing. This stuff is still on it. But this just said, for the time will come when they will not endure sound doctrine. This is talking about the children of Israel. There's going to come a time where the sound doctrine, what's the sound doctrine? With the most High's law, statutes, and commandments. What he said we should do, what he said we shouldn't do. Who he said we should love, who he said we shouldn't love. What we should worship versus what he said we shouldn't worship. What we should eat versus what he said we shouldn't eat. what I'm saying? Like the things, that's the sound doctrine, but we don't want to be told nothing. We don't want to be told what to do. And we can't endure someone telling us what to do. There comes a time in a child's life as they're growing up and developing where they feel like they got all the answers, man. They feel like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to go to school. I'm not going to school. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to go to bed. I shouldn't have to go to bed. You know what I mean? That child starts to rebel. They think they know better. They think they got it all figured out. And if you were to leave it up to them, they'd eat damn cereal and ice cream and candy all day and night. All right, fair enough. It says, but after their own lusts shall they heap to themselves teachers. So they're going to have lusts, and they're going to base their teachers off of the lusts and the desires, those wicked urges that they have. They're going to find a teacher, man. They're going to find someone that says, yeah, that's cool. There's a doctrine for that. There's a doctrine for that rainbow stuff. There's a Christian doctrine for that. There's a Christian doctrine for being a junkie. Oh yeah, there's a Christian doctrine for worshiping other gods. You don't want to give up Christmas? Come over here. You ain't got to give up Christmas over here. Oh, you don't want to give up pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster? Come over here. You ain't got to give up pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster over here. You want to continue to smoke weed? Jamal Bryant is trying to make a damn weed farm himself. He's trying to grow weed and sell weed. You can go to his church, you can smoke it and sell it. There's a doctrine for all the wicked lusts that you don't want to give up, despite what God says. It says having itching ears. It's like like you just have to hear someone stamp it or approve it. There's a part of you that knows that it's wicked and it's nonsense and you shouldn't be doing it. But to hear someone say, no, you can do that. Oh, it just gives you that justification outside of yourself that you needed. And guess what you'll do? Let's say you go to the first one and they're like, nah, man, you can't get high on that, man. You ain't supposed to be getting high. You know what you'll do? You'll leave that person and you'll go find the one that says, oh, getting high, man, it's just a plant. It grows from the earth. It's from the ground. God made it. So smoke all you want. Okay. Now you found it. Now your ears that you have been scratched. That's what you want, man. And that's destructive, man. A rebellious child. That's like that child that wants to run away from home because the parents got too many rules and they want to go to the damn, the neighbor or the friend down the street, the friend whose parents don't give that child no rules. That child gets to play outside and hang out all night. They get to bring, you know what I'm saying, individuals of the opposite gender up in that house and, do whatever they want in the room. They got privacy and all of that nonsense. That's what we dealing with, man. That's what we dealing with. That's what we want. All right. We're going to get 2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 1 through 7. We got time. 2 Timothy chapter 3. I don't know if I'm going to go 1 through 7, though. Let's look at easy. This is talking about, let's go, we start at 1. It says, the 2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 1. This know also that in the last days perilous times shall come. That's rough times, man. We are living in a rough time. Verse 2. For men shall be lovers of their own selves. Remember that selfishness, which is at the absolute crux of Christianity, selfishness. It's all about me. That's all Christianity. That's the forefront. That's the nucleus of the entire religion. Jesus died for me, so I can do whatever I want, because he gave me to get out of jail free card, which is insane, man. All right. Oh, got me verifying to continue. No sweat. Boom. I'm a human, baby. I ain't a robot. All right. Covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy. I could break down all those words. Here's the thing. Those are all bad things. Those are things you shouldn't be. Those are things that you know that you really want to stray from. You know what I'm saying? That you want to abandon all of those dispositions. You want to abandon those attributes. You know what I'm saying, to a degree. You know what I'm saying, like proud. You should be proud to be an Israelite. You a Black, Latino, or Native American. You should be absolutely proud to be that, man. Despite what the world may say about you, despite, you know what I'm saying, the way the world treats you, you should be proud of that. But this is talking about the pride that your pastor has, to where he don't want to dig a ditch. He's too proud to beg. That's a different kind of pride. That kind of pride that the oppressor has with his damn military might and his prowess on this planet. That's a different kind of pride. All right. It says, verse 3, without natural affection, truce breakers, false accusers. Listen, we're going to skip down, Salaki. We're going to skip down to verse 5. All right. No, verse 4. We'll go straight to verse 4. They're traitors. They're heady, high-minded, lovers of pleasure. That's that selfishness. Whatever makes you feel good. Whatever makes you feel, you know what I'm saying, feel like whatever satisfies your lust, whatever gives you an orgasm, whatever, you know what I'm saying, floats your boat. What they say, huh? Whatever makes you happy. That's all that matters, your pleasure. More than lovers of God. See, here's the issue. The things you love, God hates. Now, you can't serve two masters. You can't do the things that you love and serve God. You see what I'm saying? Like, the only way to do what you love is to change what you love to what God loves. Ooh, wait. That's it. But this ain't talking about that. This is talking about you and all your wickedness, all of your arrogance, all of your unnatural affections. All of that lying and all that boasting and all of that high-headedness. Damn doctor, what is it? Dr. T.D. Jakes, all these bishop this and bishop that, and man, get the hell out of here, man. All of the titles, y'all are insane, man. It says, verse 5, having a form of godliness, they call what they're about, they call that holy and sanctified nonsense up in that church godliness. They call it godliness. You know what I'm saying? The Church of God and this, and you know, the First Church of Baptist, Church of God and that, and you know what I'm saying, all these, they all have this this claim or this assertion that we are godly, but denying the power thereof. They really don't, they really disrespect the Most High, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't fear the Most High. They don't give a damn about what the Most High said to do or not to do. They're going to do what they want to do because they're their own master. Huh? God knows my heart. So whatever my heart tells me to do, I'm going to do it. Well, guess what your heart's going to tell you to do? Everything you want to do. So you're your own God, man. And you're calling it godliness? All them damn gospel songs up in the church. The whole church, the church programs, damn Broadway theater entertainment lineup. I mean, that's all about just pleasing yourself. Damn, the music sounds fun, cool, no sweat. You know what I'm saying? Everybody get all hyped, run around, falling down, and this and that. You just get the cut loose. Huh? You get the damn dance. You're sitting up in the damn church just dancing and singing. Where else do they do? There's another place that they go to just go sing and just listen to music and the dance and shake their ass. Where is it? Oh, yeah, the clubs. They go to the clubs too. Huh? The church is just another club with a different dress code. Some of them. Some of these churches don't have dress codes that some damn clubs have. Got the damn first lady up in the church looking like something off of Baddies. You know what I'm saying? Like looking like something that absolutely ratchet and just an entire thought creation. Listen, man. It says having a form of godliness, but denying the power thereof. From such, from them, from that type of pastor, from that type of leader, from that type of steward, turn away. That's not what you want. You shouldn't want. You're not supposed to want that. A child wants that. A child wants a world with no rules. You know what I'm saying, where they can just do whatever they want. Damn. When I was a child, I thought as a child, I spake as a child, I understood as a child. But when I became a man, I put away childish things. We got a bunch of damn grown folk that are just children that just want to do whatever the hell they want to do. They refuse to put away the childish things. Why do they refuse to put away the childish things? Because there's a pastor that told me I don't have to put away childish things. I could, what the hell, the Chucky Toys R Us? I don't want to grow up. We don't want the damn grow. We just want to be Toys R Us Christian kids. That's all we want to do, man. When the God of this Bible wants us to change, wants us to grow the hell up, wants us to learn discipline, man, and self-control. That's what we need. That's the counsel we need. Do you understand how many marriages can be saved if we can learn to control our damn selves? If we can learn to control our mouths? If we can learn to control where we put our genitalia? How many, relationships and how many children won't have to grow up in broken homes? Huh? How many children's lives and livelihoods can be salvaged and the different hardships that could be avoided and prevented if we could learn some self-control? It says, from such turn away, verse 6. For of this sort, because these are the type of people, this type of person, all those negative attributes, this type of person are they which creep into houses. Who creeps into houses? Huh? Who puts who's like who creeps into houses like on the resume? They say, yeah, man, I creep into houses. I can get up in there without nobody knowing. You know what I'm saying? I'm real, sneaky. You know what I'm saying? They won't even know I was there. Everything gonna be gone, but they won't know it was me. I'm creepy. It says, for of this sort are they which creep into houses. They're like burglars, man. They're like thieves. Huh? Thieves. You can't trust a thief, boy. A thief is a terrible, a thief is something different, man. A thief is different. A thief, my stepfather used to say, a thief will kill you, man. So like a thief will unalive you. It ain't much a thief won't do. It says, which creep into houses and lead captive silly women. There's going to be imagine a burglar comes into the house and your wife sees the burglar and convinces the wife or the woman, now I'm not here to rob you. No, I'm here to help you. And then they start gaming up the woman. You know what I'm saying? Like they start gaming up the woman and she's all ears. She's following after. She's like, yeah, okay. Yes, Pastor. Yes, Pastor. Okay, Pastor. I'll be there Sunday. I'll be there Wednesday at Bible. Yeah, I'll join the choir. I'll be an usher. Yeah, I want to be an usher. Listen, man, they lead captive silly women laden with sins. They take a silly woman that's just laden with sins. You know what I'm saying? It says, led away with diverse lusts, all of her desires, all of those urges and just her desire. What is it that they all want? The fantasy of just happiness and just satisfaction. That whole fantasy, that lie, that fable, that dream, that mirage that they see on TV. They seen it in the movies. They seen it on the movies, man. The princess gets Prince Charming and she just lives happily ever after. That's what they want. And you know what that steward tells her? You know what that pastor tells her? You know what this individual that creeps into houses, this thief, this hustler tells her, oh yeah, your complete happiness is possible. Yeah. Here's this bucket. Just sow your seed. Put your money in there. Yeah, and we'll get you. We'll sell you some happiness. We'll sell you some happiness. Is it a wonder why the Christian church is predominantly full of women? Or is that just my observation? Huh? Ain't nobody else seen that the Christian church is full of women? And the few men that are in there, the men that hang in there, they're just as silly. They're just as sin laden and full of diverse lusts, and just as sensitive and just as, effeminate. Listen, man. If you tired of being hustled and scammed by your pastor, man, there's a place you can come, man. That is not with any type of hustle. You know what I'm saying? No gain. You know what I'm saying? No shenanigans. like everything is just completely according to the Most High. That's it. And that's the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge under command of General Yohana. You come up in here, man, we're not here to lead you captive and none of that stuff. We're the real stewards. We're here to tell you what we're the new hirees. You know what I'm saying? Like, we've got the job now. We've got the job. The Christian churches, there should not be a Christian church on any of every corner in every city. There shouldn't be anymore. Now, those should all be, the keys to those establishments should be handed over to all the priests and prophets under command of General Yohana. We should be, utilizing those buildings to teach the truth of the Bible, to teach what the Most High really wants. You know what I'm saying? That the whole, the discount sales and all of that stuff, man. Nah, that time is up for that, man. All right. So we're gonna go ahead and close out class, man. Again, the water for tuning in, man. If you got any questions, you can hit us up on any of the social media platforms. We got the messages on there, we got the emails, we got the phone numbers. You understand? You guys could definitely just tap in. There's going to be another class in about 30 minutes on all of these same social media platforms. One of the priests from Baltimore are going to be dropping it heavy. You know what I'm saying? As always. All right. Again, just want to remind everybody. Actually, I'm just going to play the promo for the Passover. Damn, the Passover is next Saturday, man. What you got? A week and a half? You ain't made provisions yet. I don't know what to tell you. It's going to be, I don't know. It ain't impossible. It is not impossible to get there, you know what I'm saying, and go ahead and make some type of arrangements and accommodations, man. But it is something that you certainly do not want to miss. You know what I'm saying? Your pastor ain't never tell you about no Passover. Your pastor told you, you know what I'm saying, he ain't never had a Passover celebration. Not once. Not once. You had Easter every damn year where the church is full, packed from door to door, standing room only. And then here comes the Passover. What God said, don't skip no Passovers, man. He said, be it the Passover. Christ celebrated the Passover. He was celebrating the Passover, the Last Supper, the so-called Last Supper. Huh? That whole thing, like it was the Passover meal that he was sharing with the disciples when he was letting them know what was about to happen. That's the Easter you just celebrated. You're going to leave out the Passover and think you honoring Christ. That's insane. So I'm gonna play this promo on the Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Y'all go ahead and after that we're gonna close out. I want to say Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shabbat Thumb to the Akim, Yahweh Shamar Alathon Bashem, Yahweh Shad to the Akwakim. Shalom, Israel.
Israel, the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge, under commanding General Yohana, presents the Lord's 55th annual Passover. That's right, the Lord's 55th annual Passover is rapidly approaching. Commanding General Yohana is calling for all blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans to remember what the Lord did for us by saving us from our oppressors and choosing us to be a special people unto him, the real Jews and Israelites. Passover will be held in Durham, North Carolina. Pay your Passover fee. Anyone 17 years of age or older must pay $200. Come and enjoy fresh lamb, unleavened bread, and the Spirit of Christ. Can't wait to see you all there, Israel. Shalom.
Cabins on streets and corners, all is feeling righteous. Real particular, nobody else there to compare to. Train for war men.